Welcome to day 197, Miracle Monday, Becoming Peace Meditation. The name of today's session is Vying for a Miracle. Well, it's the beginning of a new week, and we're setting the tone for this week by claiming miracles for the coming days of this week. This is the beginning of a new week. What a wonderful opportunity we have to set intentions for the week and manifest inside ourselves what we desire and make requests, what we expect to happen in the coming week. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, take several deep cleansing breaths, and prepare your mind and body by quieting and settling your thoughts and your body. So find a comfortable seat. Sit and allow yourself to let go of all of the chaos, all of the rhetoric, unsettling and disappointing, and replace those things with thoughts of calm, quiet, peace, and settling in. Is there a miracle you've been hoping for? What miracles do you need this week? How many blessings can you count that are present right now in your life? Sometimes we can't see exactly how God is delivering tender mercies to us. We're blinded by our own non-belief. So today, I'm holding space for you to open your heart. Open it wide and ask heaven to deliver what you need. Is it grace you need? Is it more calm? How about more love or understanding? Or do you need to just feel cared about and seen? What miracle is showing up for you today? With a grateful heart, think of 3 things that you're thankful for. Now, allow your thoughts to move toward a miracle you need to show up today. It can be something simple, like hitting the green at every light. It could be for your baby to sleep 30 minutes longer than normal so that you can get that extra shut-eye. And it could be a softening of your heart towards someone who has wronged you. It could be all your kids showing up for a Sunday dinner. Or maybe it's asking for grace to move through a debilitating sickness. Whatever your miracle today, ask for it. Ask heaven for support. I'll mind the time until you hear a soft bell. Okay, let's come back now. Take some deep breaths. Hold at the top. Release through the mouth. Continue to deep breathe. As you come back, wiggle out your toes, your fingers, your arms and legs. And prepare yourself and your mind to move forward in today and your week with miracles on your mind, that you are receiving miracles, and every day is a miracle. Several miracles show up for you every day. They do. Life is the greatest miracle of all. But there's many, many more in store for you today, tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. I hope you'll consider sharing this with someone you love. And remember to take in a little more light today than you did yesterday. I hope you have a fantastic, miraculous day. Bye for now. Welcome to day 198, Becoming Peace, Meditation and Inspiration. The name of today's session is Zero Chaos. Today, we're going to look at areas of our life that carry threads of chaos. Who was responsible and what to do about that situation. So stay tuned for insider tips and kicking out the chaos in your life and asserting tenacity in order to feel in control of your destiny. Experiencing meditation is like taking a short vacation. This channel is meant to be just that. A faith-based rest stop for you to come and shed the baggage, enjoy peace, and experience a reset every day. So sit back, get comfortable, take a few deep cleansing breaths in through your nose and out through the mouth, and allow yourself to float. Float on the cloud of relaxation. Setting down all the heavies you're carrying today and just enjoying a few minutes of reprieve here in this session today. Good. Have you ever noticed chaos in your life? Chaos is just a form of evil and darkness in our lives. When we see chaos, we know that the dark side is manifesting itself. Chaos represents where I personally don't want to be and consider it to be the opposite of peace. Forces in the universe thrive on chaos, and I use the level of chaos as a measuring stick as to what I want to stay away from. Whenever I sense chaos and upheaval, it's the first red flag that tells me to hold fast to my peace boundaries and ask whatever is bringing chaos into my life to leave. If my request is not met, I then can make a choice myself to choose to remove myself. One thing I've noticed is that wherever Jesus happens to show up in my life, therein lies peace. He is the Prince of Peace. And whenever I evaluate people, places, or things in my life, and they're bringing chaos or removing order from my life, I use this as a measuring tool to determine if I want that entity in my life. If there's chaos, I ask it to leave. If it won't leave, then I run the other way. It's just that simple. What chaos is showing up in your life today? What is chaos costing you? Are you willing to put up with it? Or would you like to boot it out of your life? What order do you need and are you desiring? Sometimes when we experience chaos, it's time to evaluate and decide if we keep moving forward with the chaos as a passenger, or if we get rid of the chaos and negativity and boot it out of our car. What are you willing to sacrifice to keep chaos and dysfunction out of your life? Maybe it's time to make some hard, fast decisions in order to have the much desired peace in your life. Although, before we get to experience the peace, sometimes we unfortunately have to go to war to get the peace. Do you understand? What are your thoughts about this? I'm going to allow you time, some time to mull over all of this in our meditation today. So let's begin and keep meditating until you hear that soft bell. Okay, let's come back. Breathe deeply and continue to take cleansing breaths. Breathing clears out negativity in our lungs and body. Keep breathing and slowly continue to come back, opening your eyes and becoming more fully present here in the now. Deciding to take a stand and X chaos out of your life is a big step. Sometimes I think we use chaos as a crutch. We wear the martyr cap once in a while and think if we're not suffering or solving problems, we're not valuable. This is a fallacy. And the dark side would have you believe you're not even worthy of carrying peace inside of your heart. And he'll try to stir up all the drudge and sludge in your life. Anytime you experience negativity and chaos, always look for who or what might be causing it. I can guarantee you Jesus is not chaos, nor would he want you to have that be a constant companion in your life. Do the work. I believe in you. Choose Jesus over chaos. Set the chaos down. You don't need any of it or any part of it in your life. A happy person is one who acts and is not acted upon. Take a stand and own your life and your day. It begins 1 hour at a time. Have a wonderful day. I'll be back tomorrow, and I hope you join me too. Bye for now. Hello and welcome to day 199, Becoming Peace Guided Meditation and Inspiration. Today's session is titled, Fences Keep the Bad Things Out. Today, we're discovering a new twist on setting yourself up for peace, taking your self-respect to a whole new level. So stay with me. Remember the purpose of what this channel is all about? It's a faith-based rest stop for you to come and sit in meditation and take in the goodness of these moments to center yourself, ground yourself in peace, and receive the inspiration heaven has waiting for you today. So let's get ready by taking a deep breath in and allowing your breathing to take you into a relaxed mode and mindset. Make sure you're sitting with your back supported and your head free. Find a restful place for your hands And be sure to relax your muscles from the crown of your head all the way down through the bottoms of your feet. Yes, that's good. Listen carefully to the sound of my voice as you allow yourself to relax deeper and deeper as the minutes roll forth. I remember when I was a teenager, I thought rules were for fools, that they were squares, and that maybe me and my friends, we didn't need rules or boundaries to apply to us. After all, we were freewheeling teenagers, and we owned the world. I thought restrictions on bedtime, curfews, and getting my homework done were very silly, and wondered why on earth someone would want to steal my joy. Can you relate? Funny how the years roll on and you begin to understand the laws, rules, and guidelines are actually there to ensure our happiness, our peace, and joy. Wait, what? Huh? Yes. Fences keep the bad things out. Let me say that again. Fences keep the bad things out. Last night I was watching the movie Hillbilly Elegy, a true story about J.D. Vance and his childhood. The movie was heavy, and at times it was, to be honest, almost unbearable to watch due to the dysfunctional family background. Nothing hit me more and had more impact as I came to the conclusion that this family really struggled with setting up fences and boundaries so that they could keep the bad things out. I understand how we can get sucked into things, how we sometimes cave into peer pressures or advertisements, or simply just friends wanting us to do things that aren't the best for us. As an example, all my growing up years, I never saw one good thing that came from being intoxicated or drinking alcohol. In fact, all it did, from my point of view, was start fights, end marriages, and was a gateway to other harmful substances. So I learned at a very, very young age, watching loved ones fight with one another, that I never wanted any part of that in my life. Period. My experience watching people I loved destroy their lives with alcohol made such an impression on me. I knew it was a fence I wanted to build around myself and never cross it. So far, it has worked over the several decades of my life. I've never had to worry about being addicted to alcohol, have its ugly tentacles wrapped around me, or worry about how I could afford the habit if I ever did begin using alcohol. So this is just an example of the type of fences I'm talking about. know you have your own stories. And I really don't want to say much more on this topic, but I do want to hold some space for you to ponder on what the statement, "fences keep the bad things out," means to you. That's the most important thing. What fences have you built already that has saved you from pain and made your life easier? What fences do you need to rebuild or fix? And what fences would you like to build from the ground up? Because it's time, way past time, to start setting some boundaries. So you take it away. This is your time. I'll mind the time for you until you hear a soft bell. Okay, let's come back. Deeply breathe in and out to bring you back. And allow yourself to come right into the present moment. Feel the chair under you. Feel the floor under your feet supporting you. And enjoy the improved peace that your body and mind feels right in this moment. Remember that rules, guidelines, fences, laws, they're just tools. They are meant to keep the bad stuff out. They are not meant to keep the joy from you. Rather, the opposite. To keep the good things close to you and the bad things out. This is how I choose to look at life. Not restricting, just smart and wise. And as we wrap up this session, to go back to my own personal example about alcohol, yes, I could look at all the fun, happy times I could have had with friends, all of the crazy nights and the crazy parties, and what did I miss out on? But later in my life, going into the last decades of my life, I am grateful. I'm grateful my liver didn't have to process all of that. I'm grateful I didn't take the chance in the rush playing the Russian roulette of possibly having to be addicted to something that I maybe couldn't shake. I'm grateful for the negativity that I dodged due to me not choosing to participate in those activities, whatever they may have been. Now, you go out into your day and have one heck of a day. Be mindful of the fences that you keep inside your soul that are sacred. Take this to heart and enjoy the newfound freedom mindset you claim because your heart tells you so. I'll be here tomorrow, and I hope you are too. Share this session with someone you love, and don't forget to drink in more light today than you did yesterday. Bye for now. Hello, and welcome to day 200, Becoming Peace, Meditation, and Inspiration. The name of today's session is Releasing Grief. Most all human beings have had, at one time or another, a pocket full of grief to process and sort through. So today, we're learning one more skill in moving towards living and being in a state of relaxation and peace. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "I wish that life should not be cheap, but sacred. I wish the days to be as centuries, loaded and fragrant." For times of grief, it can be helpful to allow what's there to just be there, and to open into a space of wonder and gratitude. You may ask, how do you allow what's there to just be there? When we feel very challenged by something, all we can do sometimes is simply wait it out. To be with our actual feelings as they happen, to experience them in the body, and to let them flow. Oftentimes it means allowing yourself to cry, to express yourself to a friend, or to allow yourself to grieve without all the complex emotions that want to present themselves. In a safe, protected place with loving people by your side, it can be very healing just to allow yourself to fall apart, to sense the humility in yourself, and knowing that many terrible things have happened in the past and will continue to happen in the future, and that you have the courage to acknowledge your losses, to know it's a cycle of life, that we are all imperfect. You ride the waves of grief with mindfulness and self-compassion, over and over, breath by breath. There is no way to know when grief will end, but with caring presence it will. It's also important to remember that what is moving through the mind is part of a vast, complex, physical, and mental process, which has many sources. As you know, grief has its own way of unfolding. No one can plan it or get rid of it. Sooner or later, it can feel appropriate to want to let go, to release those heavy feelings. Sometimes the grief might be so heavy that we have to set it down for just a little while. Take a walk outside, eat something healthy, talk to a friend, or watch something funny. Play with an animal, something, just anything positive that doesn't remind you of your sadness. Being a friend to yourself will give you the energy you need to come back to process your grief. After that, it can become possible to bring awareness to some of the positive aspects of life, which can empower you to see more of your mental experience more clearly, and also to feel your bodily sensations more viscerally. All the while, if it's meaningful, there can be an underlying sense of the unknown, the uncertain, and the mystery of life in which we find ourselves in the middle of, with a sense of wonder and gratitude. It's important to be loving in ways large and small, like a balm to your own heart, and to reflect on and receive the caring support of others. So with all of that in mind, let's go and do a guided mindfulness exercise. I'd like you to begin by finding a posture that feels relaxed and alert. And now see if you can observe your mind and your body from a small distance, allowing the sensations to be just however they are. Try not to be negative about anything that doesn't feel good. And after a while, shift into gently releasing the negative. And then really open to and encourage the positive. Remember that you can bring attention to feeling the positive even when you're sad. or other feelings are also present, opening to wonder and gratitude for the mysterious ways that life does unfold. As we allow our grief to unfold alongside our own awareness. Wonderful work. So I'm going to mind the time for just a little bit and let you hold space for your own self to practice what we have learned and talked about today. Go ahead and relax into your posture, and I'll mind the time until you hear a very soft bell. Okay, let's come back now. Gently and softly come back. Take some deep cleansing breaths. And wiggle your body. Shake out your hands and your feet. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So let's recap. For times of grief, it can be helpful to allow what's there just to be there. Try to limit what's painful or harmful. And then try to do what is more enjoyable and beneficial. Open into a space of wonder and gratitude. Thank you for your courage to be with your grief with caring awareness. That is mindfulness. Peace comes when I release to the grief. Allow what's there to be there and limit what is painful or harmful. Thank you for your mindfulness practice today. I appreciate your participation, and I love holding space for you. I'll be here tomorrow for day 201. I hope you are too. Bye-bye for now. Welcome to day 201, Becoming Peace Meditation and Inspiration. The name of today's session is, But I Love It, God. How many times do you think you know what's best for yourself, only to have God step in with some tutoring? That's what we're talking about today. Sometimes He moves our cheese. Sometimes we wonder why our prayers aren't answered the way we think they should be. Sometimes we get that medical diagnosis and it's not what we want to hear. And every single time, God understands what He gives us and what He takes away. It's called faith. And speaking of faith, join us today for this few minutes of a faith-based rest stop. It's where we get to rest for a while without having to feel obligated to hold onto our favorite weighty backpack. So settle in and sit with your back supported and your head free. Make sure your feet are resting comfortably on the floor and your hands are in your lap. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths while we are getting ready to put our bodies in down tempo mode. And out. And again, close your eyes and get yourself comfortable. So I saw this meme on social media a few weeks ago, and I haven't been able to get it out of my mind. You know the one where Jesus says, "Trust me." He's got a surprise behind his back. And we say, "But I love it, God. I can't let it go." A little tiny stuffed animal. What He has in store for us is usually very much more significant than what we have to sacrifice and let go. Well, my memory went back to the countless times I've been prompted or gently instructed and guided by the Spirit to move in a certain direction or get rid of a not so desirable habit. I knew what I should do. I prayed for knowledge and guidance and did get an answer, but my mind wasn't ready to follow the messages my heart was receiving. I'll admit it. Obstinate is a good word to describe my lack of surrender sometimes. How about you? What's your story? Sometimes I would try to talk myself into my own frame of mind and thinking, even after I knew deep down the road I was on, I was headed for disaster. just because I loved it, whatever it happened to be that week. Sometimes it's very difficult to fully lay down your wants and desires. Sacrifice those things we hold on to tightly and be willing to blindly move to a place of eager trust with what God has in store for us, because we just think we know better. Have you ever experienced this? Do you know what I'm talking about? Is this resonating with you at any level? I can look back over my life and realize that every time I held on to my treasure instead of sacrificing it for what I knew God wanted me to do, it always, most always, ended very painfully. This has reoccurred over my life at least several hundred times. Sometimes our hearts are just too stubborn to set our ego down and know that the Creator of the universe has a wider lens He looks through. Sometimes challenges and controversy are for our own gain, yet we don't see that from the short view. What are the things you're holding on to that you know deep inside yourself you should let go? Is it the need to be right? Is it the food you've been eating lately? That Snickers bar? Or is it something more difficult, like letting go of a relationship? Cleansing always happens first. Then comes the blessings. In other words, God cannot plant a garden in a field of weeds. Sometimes He asks us to cut the weeds down, till the ground, and fertilize the soil, and wait in order to get ready for what He desires to plant in our lives. He can't do His work unless we are willing to do ours first. So what needs to be cleared away in your life, in your physical surroundings, and inside your mind and your heart? This is what we're holding space for today. Enjoy your pondering time while I mind the time, and you'll hear a soft bell when it's time to come back. let's come back now. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time. And as you continue breathing deeply, wiggle your fingers and toes and shake out your limbs. Prepare to come back to the present, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Peace comes when I trust God in His blessings. I know it can be very difficult to give up something that you've worked so hard for, that you're tightly clenching and holding close to your heart, when you don't really understand, especially when you've been asked to give a loved one back to Him with death, or when something that you've worked so hard for falls through, or you don't get the job offer that you thought that you wanted and needed. Just trust His timing. Trust His blessings. Trust that how things are right now are how they are supposed to be right now. It doesn't mean that they can't change in the next minute or the next hour or day or month or year. But just trust His timing. You'll find peace there. I hope you've enjoyed today's session, and please feel free to share it with a loved one. Thank you for joining me today. And I encourage you to any way possible, with food, books, media, people, anything in your life. Take in more light today. Choose the light option today. A little more than you did yesterday. I hope to see you tomorrow. I'll be here. Goodbye for now.